The sudden scandal over daycare fraud in Minnesota just took a sharp and jaw-dropping turn as the would-be influencer who made the story viral just melted down on CNN. Be warned, everybody. It's January 31st, but in many ways, this video epitomizes the entire dumpster fire that was American politics in 2025. Buckle up and don't be afraid to sip that bubbly a bit early. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Once again, coming to you on location from Palm Springs, so apologies for the rough video and sound. But the road has its challenges. Okay, on to our story. Earlier this week, in case you hadn't heard, a series of daycare facilities in Minnesota gained international attention for apparently taking government money while not actually, caring for children. Nick Shirley, the far-right muckraker who made the allegations, attempted to tie the facilities in question, all of which were run by people of Somali descent, to another state scandal involving the Somali community. The Feeding the Future scandal, which saw a group of Somali Americans stealing federal funds designated for school meals. Nick Shirley alleges that the Somali community was, in essence, stealing millions in federal funds by operating daycare centers that don't actually house children. Here's an overview.
To put law and order back in the
You might have seen this video posted by YouTuber Nick Shirley alleging daycares across Minnesota that receive public funds are not actually providing any service.
So this is Quality Learning Center.
As of Tuesday, that sign now reads Quality Learning Center. After watching a man go inside, we walked up to the door and knocked. No answer. A sign says the center opens at 2 in the afternoon.
I'm not on the driveway, it's public property.
A man in the parking lot telling us and anyone else nearby to stay back.
Yeah, I take my kids here, 2 o'clock to 10.
Fatima Noor dropped her 3 kids off for daycare, saying that's typical for her 4 days of the week.
Monday to Thursday.
But how many years, for how long?
For October to now.
This comes just 1 day after state officials said Quality Learning Center had closed a week ago. They haven't responded to questions from WCCO about it being open now, but say visits were being made to each of the centers on Monday, and payments are still on.
For the current child care centers that have been named in the video, we have not paused. There isn't a current pause on any of their payments.
So, in case you hadn't gleaned, Shirley's footage and allegations raised alarm bells from the start. And if you think that looks bad, wait until you see what happened this morning. Stay tuned. Despite the dubiousness of Shirley's claims, not to mention his long history as a Trumpist twit, a viral prankster who interrupted weddings to post the footage online, claimant that Somali immigrants were eating pets in Minnesota, and generally someone known for being a publicity and attention whore, despite Shirley's less than stellar pedigree, his daycare video racked up millions of views and was even featured on, surprise, surprise, Fox News. Other actual journalistic outlets, including CNN and Reuters, have all called the allegations into question. Which brings us to today's political theater, which Jerry Springer and the panelists on The Gong Show would find in poor taste. Earlier, CNN reporters confronted Shirley on the streets of Minneapolis and, well, either this guy is totally shameless, totally stupid, or both. Take a look. And this is a longer clip, but make sure to watch it all.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you?
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a daycare.
There should be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years. Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
We have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside.
You're saying that this is a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes. The Commissioner of Children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video, disputed claims, and their full fallout remains to be seen.
So, folks, I ask you, does Nick Shirley look like anyone who should be called a journalist? And I ask you this as a journalist myself. For that matter, does he look like anyone who should be taken seriously in any regard? This is a stammering, babbling, bottom-feeding moron who has no business claiming to break any major stories beyond soiling himself. I trust he can do that effectively, and that would at least be an honest story. Just like Donald Trump, the president he so adores, Nick Shirley is a grifter. Pure and simple, who is cashing in on the lies and making honest people who run child care centers suffer. They now face federal scrutiny, and the Trump administration is withholding payments. Nick Shirley is a racist witch hunter who, in another time, would be holding a sign about the end times by the side of the road, passing out pamphlets ripe with conspiracy paranoia and spelling errors, and selling used pencils from a cup. And in a better world, so would Donald Trump. I told you you'd need to drink early. This is Occupy Democrats.